Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Hump
Good
Day.
morning.
Morning, Chris. How you doing today?
Doing well.
Good, good. Well, you guys see, I have Mr. Chris Nixon with me today, or is it the other way around? I'm with you.
No, it's your class. I'm
You're
just here for the ride.
you're teaching today. I'm here to answer questions, and allergies are killing me. Sorry, I'm crying over here all morning long. My eyes. Um, and to all you mothers out there, happy Mother's Day coming up. I was just trying to plan my Mother's Day when my husband says, "Do you mind if I go golfing?" I'm like, "If you're going golfing, you're going golfing with me." He's like, "Oh." I'm like, "Yeah." All right, so what do we have going today, Chris?
We're going to be going over info sparks and market stats. It's a pretty quick class. I don't think it'll be the full hour as we have, but it's a really good tool. I use it quite a bit, especially when I'm doing CMAs or on my email blast to my clients, just kind of letting them know what's going on in their market. So it's like I said, it's a pretty good tool, and we'll walk you through it pretty quickly here.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to
So
be off camera. I'll be in the background if you guys have any questions. And Christy just gave us a nice shout out to a good morning. It's awesome. Don't forget the handouts. They are loaded up on the side of the webinar there. If you see your GoToWebinar panel, there's that little arrow. Just click the open one and download those. And Chris will also tell you where to find all of our awesome handouts. Oh, and our YouTube channel as well, I'm sure. All right, I'll be in the
So
background.
Debbie, just be sure, my screen is showing the real source home, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, we're
You
going to
are
shut off the
showing.
video feed here so that you don't have to look at me. I would like you to concentrate on the screen. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and type them in the question box down below. I'll try to see them while I'm going, but that's what Debbie's here for, is to help me answer that. So with that, hopefully I will get the video shut off. Yep, it should be, and you should just be now looking over here at my real source screen. So thank you all for coming. Like I said, this is I use this quite a bit. At first, when I first got into it, I didn't realize the potential that was there, and it's something you can pull together some information really quickly and get it out to your clients or people that you're staying in touch with. Um, I use it on a every couple of months. I have I have it broken down. I have all my people that I send emails to kind of broken down to in groups and in communities that are near each other, so I can send out how the market is doing in those 4 communities. They got a cool little graph they can play with and everything, and I send it to them. I recently had a meeting with somebody. I met somebody. I was out with some friends, met them at dinner. They were talking about the market in their area. They weren't sure if they were ready to move or not. I collected their information, their email. I got home the next day, ran this quick little search for them and said, boom, here you go. Take a look at it, and I'll be in touch with you. So without any more, too much more, we're just going to get into it. And where it all starts is on your main title board. Once you log in up here under resources, try to follow along with me on your computer. Debbie does a great job of editing these out, so you can, if I go a little fast, you can come back to it later on and see it on our YouTube channel, which I'll cover towards the end. So under resources, we open resources, and it's right here under market stats, which is the second one down. In market stats, you have a couple of options. The first one is info sparks. That's the default screen that opens up. The other one is fast stats. I'm going to cover fast stats first because it's a little quicker. So with fast stats, we open up fast stats. By the way, the fast stats reports that I'm going to be showing you are a majority of the reports that you see from people that give you market updates. I know my real source puts them out regularly. Debbie puts them out in an email form. A lot of brokerages, it's all the same information that comes out. This is the report that they generate. I use this quite a bit when I'm doing CMAs that I want to identify a particular city as part of my CMA. I may throw this in there. So we open up fast stats. As you can see, this is all the areas that from which my real source pulls data, all the different counties that we pull data from. And you have three options when you're in fast stats. You have the local market update, the monthly indicator, and the monthly data sheet. Once you're in the local market update, you can either look at the entire My Real Source area, which is all those counties combined, by simply selecting that and clicking it, and it'll bring up the information. It's a pre-formatted report. You always have the residential at top and the condos at the bottom. This is month-to-month comparison, so this is April 2022 compared to April 2023. They update about the 12th to the 15th of every month. So May's data won't be coming out until like June, around June sometime. So it lags a little bit, but it's still pretty up to date. So this is month to month comparison between the years. This is year to date comparison right here. So this is through April of 2022 and through April of 2023. Obviously, when it's January, there's less data in here for them to pull from. These different lines here are preset, pre-formatted. You can't change any of this. But what it does is it gives you, as you can see, the number of new listings, pending sales, closed sales, average sale prices. You can see for the entire MLS area, there's actually been a reduction in the average sale price between last April and this April. And year to date, it's down even slightly more. We'll just go back to the previous page under Fast Stats. So that's for the entire MLS area. Now, where I use this report the most is when I'm talking to somebody and say, hey, Chris, how's the market doing? My first question to anybody whenever they ask me how the market is doing is I always ask them, well, what market are you interested in? Because what I don't want to do is just give them, if I look at the entire MLS area and I say, well, house prices are down about 1.3% year to date compared to this time last year. That's for the entire MLS area. However, if we go back here and you want to select a certain county, there's two ways you can do it, an area within a county. You can either come up here to the drop-down menu and go through all these cities, or I find it much easier just to come to the county. It'll turn to the lighter blue, select that just by clicking on it. Oh, sorry, I double clicked it too quick. And then I'll go back so you can see it. You select the county, and then all the individual cities or townships within that county will appear on your screen, and you can just select one of them. So, for instance, I'm in Sterling Heights. I click on Sterling Heights. And as you can see, our average sale price actually dropped a lot more. It went down 3.9% from last year. Shelby Township, their prices are going down about 3%. So what this allows you to do, and this is where I include it when I'm doing a CMA, is I'll take this report that comes up for the individual city, I'll save it to my desktop, and then I'll pull it into the CMA so that I can upload as a PDF in my cloud CMA. I do show you how you can bring it in when you do a cloud CMA, but if you take that class that I do or anybody else does. But anyways, this is where the report comes from. It comes from Fast Stats here, and that's basically it. There's not a whole lot to Fast Stats. It's pretty simple on how to do it. You can also go back and search different all these historical ones. So let's say we wanted to see December of last year. We'll select an area for Shelby. It should pull us up for December of last year. Yep, here it is. So as you can see, last year the prices for Shelby Township at the end of the year, between December 20 going into 2022, were actually increasing. Okay. So that's what you can do with this report under Fast Stats. I'm going to close a lot of these tabs out. Don't need them all up top. So within Fast Stats, again, you can select an individual county. And within that county, you can select an individual city and get the information. Wayne County is kind of unique. It gets a little jumbled up in here. So, you know, you got to kind of look down here off to the margin to see where the cities are, and you can select those. It's all the same process. Oakland County is another good one, especially the southeast corner of Oakland County. gets really crowded down here. Actually, this whole Royal Oak, Berkeley area, they have it broken out down here on the corner. It's the same as up here, but right here it tells you which ones you want to see. You can also view at any time, you can also just view the whole Oakland County report and see in general how Oakland County is doing. So there's a lot of information that you can get. It is pre-formatted. It's a nice talking tool. Whenever somebody asks me how's the real estate going, and I ask them what market are you interested in, and they tell me, I send them this report. If I don't have their email address or cell phone to text it to them, I ask them for that information right there. I say, hey, why don't you give me your email address real quick? I'll send you something tomorrow. And usually most people have not declined me. I capture their email at the same time I get their phone number. And now I have a client that I can drip on. And depending on your drip campaigns or what you do, this is somebody else that you can drip on either a little bit or a lot if they seem really interested, but you can get them the information. Another thing under Fast Stats are these other two reports. The first one being monthly indicators. Monthly indicators can only do the entire My Real Source area. It is not broken down by individual municipalities within the individual county. So if we select the entire My Real Source area, this is pretty long. I read this every couple of months or so just to take an overview of what's going on kind of in this part of Michigan in general. These give me some good talking points. I can see some trends as I read through this report, kind of see how things are going, and it just keeps me a little bit more knowledgeable of our entire MLS area, which is a pretty good chunk of this part of Michigan. So there's some good data to read through. If you're someone who likes reports and data and numbers and just want to take a look at all this, you can. You can obviously take either any one of these individual pages or the whole report and send it to somebody. Save the individual pages if you want and include it in a report, maybe a marketing plan, or if you have investors coming into the area that are interested, you can give them this information. So that's what this monthly indicators are. Just like the local market updates, you can select reports that go back historically back a couple of years if need be. The last thing under Fast Stats is this monthly data sheet. Similarly to the monthly indicators, it is for the entire My Real Source area. You can't break it down by county and then individual cities or townships or whatever. So when you look at the report, you can also click up here to view report. I always just come over here and select that. This is good. This is a really good report if you have investors that are considering a couple different counties to go to in the area, where best to be making their next investment. As you can read across the top here, it says total sales, median sales, total dollar volume, and it gives you a breakdown. This was April of this year compared to April of last year, and this is year to date compared to year to date last year. So this lets them know the difference between, let's say they want to go into Lapeer County, which is a little further north and west than Oakland, or north than Oakland County. They can see the difference between Lapeer County and Oakland County, or Monroe County and some of the other counties that are down here, so, or Wayne County. So again, it's an aggregate report that shows the entire MLS, but this one's broken down by the individual counties. There's nothing for you to select other than selecting that report, and you have this information. I have had investors who moved into the area that were looking, that wanted opinions as to where might be a good, which is a good area to go to, and I'll usually give them this report and let them kind of look at the information, and then we start going from there. So that is under the monthly data sheet. So you have the local market update, the monthly indicators, and the monthly data sheet. I will show you one other thing. The other reason why I like, or I'm very familiar with using the local market updates for the entire MLS area, there's another great way you can get this report if you're talking to somebody. Let's say you're at one of your kids' soccer games or dance classes or some other extracurricular activity. You're talking to another parent and they ask you how the market's doing, and you respond with the question, what market are you interested in? And they tell you. A quick way to get this, believe it or not, is if you have your phone and you go through Showing Time, it's available on Showing Time. Now I'm going to go in through Paragon because I can't make my phone show up on the screen easily. So if we came over, if you were at your phone and you opened up your Showing Time app, remind me later. On the side here in the table of contents on your Showing Time app, which this will show up on your mobile device, if you select reports, it's right here. It's MarketStats. It's the top report. You select MarketStats. Come over here to Fast Stats. And then I would open up, let's say they asked me about Sterling Heights. And then on my phone, I would take this report instead of the downloading or the print it. On my phone, there's an option to send this. And I would send it as an attachment in a text. And I'd go, here you go, right there. So in a matter of minutes, by going through your mobile device, Showing Time and reports, going into Fast Stats, you can find this report and send it to them right away, right there while you're talking to them. I have done that from time to time for, when I've known people. I just wanted to show you that it's available off your mobile device by going through Showing Time. Although I went through off my computer, this part of Showing Time is the same on your phone, and you want to go into Reports, Market Stats, and then it's Fast Stats right here. And then it's, the process I've been walking you through to get to it. So that's another great thing that I like about why I like using Fast Stats. You get the information. You can include this as an attachment in an email blast if you send it out. I include the local market updates in almost all of my CMAs that I'm sending to somebody. When I turn in a CMA, that page is included in there just as a talking point for what the market is doing. If it's showing that prices have been coming down, I want those potential clients to understand that because, of course, they're getting their information from their friends and their neighbors, people who aren't qualified to, in my opinion, really to understand the markets. And if I have to talk somebody off a particular ledge as to what they feel their home prices is, I want to have a chart or a graph or data behind me to support my talking point. So that's what Fast Stats is. Fast Stats is the first part of InfoSparks here under resources. Under Market Stats. Under Market Stats, there's two components to it. When we go into Market Stats, it defaults to InfoSparks, and we have Fast Stats. So that's Fast Stats. There isn't much to Fast Stats. It's pretty quick and easy, and there are a lot of uses to it. The more powerful tool is the one we're going to spend a little bit more time on right now, and that is called InfoSparks. I really use InfoSparks a lot. It can be interactive. There's a lot of uses to it. Some agents embed InfoSparks into their website, or if they're doing a blog, into the blog site, people can click on it and see how the markets are doing and everything else like that. There's a little bit more work to InfoSparks. It's not as clean cut and clear as just select a county, and then select this municipality and you have a report. It also allows you a little bit of flexibility when you're generating the report, and it allows you several different reports that you can show. And I'm going to cover all that right now by going over InfoSparks. So this is the default screen that comes up. As you can see, you can enter an MLS here. You can enter an MLS, you can enter a zip code. So let's say you're in a municipality that has 3 or 4 zip codes and someone wants to see how the zip codes compare to each other. You can enter the individual zip codes up here, and the process is all the same that I'm going to show you for how to find multiple cities. So again, I'm in Macomb County. I'm going to stick with my first city being Sterling Heights. There it is, drop down 50012, we'll click that. Now I want to add another area. You move your cursor slightly to the right where it says add an area. Click on that tab. You see the bar now. When you only have one, there is no color. The wording is only in blue, and this line is in blue. The minute I select add an area, as you see, we have a blue and a green bar. And a green bar down here, they match the municipalities you put in here. Also, the tab you're working in is white. The tab you're not working in is grayed out here. So we're going to enter Shelby Township. right here. The next one we're going to enter, we're going to add another area. InfoSparks allows you to add up to 4 different areas at one time. I'm going to add Clinton Township. And you want to make sure, if you've had some of my other area classes, I've said, and I'll say it here, there's a Clinton Township here and a Clinton Township here. The one you know that to make sure you're in the right one is anything that starts with 50 designates Macomb County. You don't want to select the wrong Clinton Townships. And since I'm working in Macomb County, I want the one in Macomb County. So that's this Clinton Township. And that line is gray. And then you can do one more area, as I said, up to 4. It's a red line. And that one will just do Macomb here, Macomb Township here. So those are the 4 areas that I plugged in there. As you can see, I'm in the Macomb Township tab. That is white. Everything else has been grayed out. Within each tab, you have different fields you can customize. You have acreage, waterfront, bedrooms, all this other stuff. You can either do a complete Macomb County, Clinton Township, Macomb Township, Clinton Township, Shelby Township, Sterling Heights, or in one case, if I'm including this, sending this to somebody that's looking in a particular price range, I want them to see how homes are doing in the price range. I know in Shelby Township, for instance, and parts of Macomb, there are some very, very high-end homes. There's also some very low-end homes. That's going to make their overall numbers seem a little different than the other areas I'm comparing to. So if I kind of know a price range, or a price range, yeah, I'll set a price range there so that I'm looking at how the market's doing for everybody. I usually typically come through and change it all to residential, because if I post this or anything else like that, I just want to let people know how the residential market's doing. I don't want to include condos in there. So it's really easy to do. If you want to select residential, simply click on it. This box stays blue to the right. That tells me for Macomb Township, it's only going to take residential data. There is no universal way to edit all 4 tabs at once, so you have to kind of go through and do each one by one. So that's what I'm doing right now. Now all 3 of these are only doing residential properties. They've taken out condos, farmlands, and the other stuff. The other thing I'm going to do is you know, I could change the square footage if I wanted, and certainly the price. For right now, I'll just show you how to do these. Let's say you wanted to give this report. You just want to post this report wherever you do, and you want to define it by price. All you do is you come in, and right here where it says price range, it goes custom. And sorry, one other thing. The reason I want to customize the price range is, if you can see Sterling Heights, here are some of their preset ranges. And if you notice, Shelby Township is different. So is Clinton Township. Prices are a little different, okay? So I want to make everybody the same thing. We're going to select custom range, and we're going to say under, first you clear them all out, and then just enter one here. It would be 500. I'm just going to pick a number of 500,000, just to show you how this works. Oh, you got to put a low end. There you go. Hit done. Now I have to do the same for Shelby Township. We come in here to price range, customize it, clear it out, 500,000. Accept that and hit done. Same with Clinton Township. Price range, customize, clear it out, enter the amount here, and we'll be done here. And then the last one for Macomb Township, customize the price range, clear your fields, enter the high end. We don't care about the low end for the purposes of the class, and select done. Now what you're going to see in each one of these tabs, it's going to compare a residential, single family residential homes priced under 500,000. Actually, it's 501,000, but I'm just going to say 500,000. So that's the criteria. We could take out the new construction, do previously owned if we wanted, but I'm not going to get into all that for my posting purposes that I'm going to put up on Facebook or just send to somebody. So we'll leave it at that with our criteria of single family residential priced under 500,000, the market. What this allows you to do now is down here on the bottom, you have all these tabs here. You have the sale price, the median, and the average. And you can see how this goes. New listings, homes for sales, pending sales, closed sales, monthly supply. You can see what's going on of those properties there. You can see we've trended down and now we're trending back up. Price per square foot is a good one. So you can see all the different reports you can run down here. For right now, let's just stick with average sale price. Up here on the far right, you have 3 options for all your reports. You have the monthly data. If you're not sure what it is, just hover over it and it'll tell you. You have the number of years and you have the type of graph. You can do a line graph or you can do it in a bar graph format. So in a bar graph format, you can only go back 3 years. In a line format, you can go back 5 years. And as you move across the graph, you can see the little box that pops up right above each graph that kind of tells you basically matches what's down below here, but it's just in a little format that's a little easier to read. It gives you a color coding to match everything here so people know what they're looking at. If you go to change it back over to a line graph, which is what I use most often, just because other people really like the bar graph. So it doesn't matter which way you want to present this information to your potential clients or post it on your blog. It's your report. Do what you want with it. I prefer the line graph. Sometimes I like going back 5 years. And then over here, I like to select that each data point is 1 month of activity. And what you'll see is when I select this, this graph will significantly change by going each data point is 1 month activity. Now you see the highs and lows and everything. And the really cool thing about this is they move their cursor across the page, it shows what's going on in each month at a point in time in each month. They can see how the market has been doing. As you can see, we seem to have seasonal lows followed by seasonal highs, lows. They all seem to kind of match out in kind of the same trendy format. This is where you can really see trends. Let's go to average price. Sorry, average. There's your average prices, and then on the side here, it always totals what April is doing on the far left side of the graph. So now you have this report, and what are you going to do with it? I've been telling you what a great tool it is. You can send it to people. You can include it in emails. You can do all kinds of things with it. Well, we simply share it. And when you share it, you have 2 options, and I'm going to go over both of those options right now. The first option to share it is static, and the second option is live. It's a big difference between the two, and you want to make sure how you post it matches whether it's static or live. The difference is static is anytime anybody opens this chart from today all the way into the future, even if they go back and open an email 3 months from now, 4 months from now, it'll only show through April of 2023. That's the static version. If you select live, then that means the criteria that you selected for the 4 tabs that you selected, whenever they open it, it'll put in the latest updates. So if they open the same chart 5 months from now, they're going to see what the actual data is, not what it was in April. And where that's an advantage is if you're going to throw something out on Facebook where you're not quite sure if someone's going to come to it, or you're going to embed it in a blog or your website, you want to embed it as a live version so that you don't have to keep going in and updating it every month. All you do is set the criteria, and then when someone clicks on the chart, they will get this information, and it'll always be updated around the 12th to the 15th when the new data comes out on a live version. In about a month from now, this far right side will say May instead of April. If you leave it static, about a month from now, when someone opens this up, it'll still stay April. So the wording becomes important on how you want to do it. on how you want to embed it. You can also share it as a PDF, which is great. You can, if you want to just send it to somebody to print out in a chart format, you can embed it in your blog or website, or save it as a CSV file and import the data. So right now, let's say we're going to social media and email, and we're going to save it as static. Then we're going to select share. And what it does is it gives you this URL that you can copy and paste, and then the people can open it up. And that's all there is to it. If we wanted to share it as a PDF, you just hit share. And again, it gives you we'll view the PDF and see what it looks like. Now, obviously in a PDF, because it is a formatted document, they don't get the ability to move their cursor over it. It looks okay as a PDF like this. It's kind of nice. It gives them your information and everything else up here in the top, sees that it comes from you. They see this nice chart format. They really can't get the data points as much. I don't use the PDF a whole lot. The other way you can do it, if I print directly, it's the same thing. It's going to look just like a PDF there. Let me close that. So I usually copy and paste, and then I embed it in an email or something similar. Let me open up my emails real quickly for you, and I'll show you one that I sent yesterday, just so you can see what it looks like in a client that was looking at an area. Oh, it's not in there. Okay, I don't know where it went. But anyways, if you send it as an email, then that person, I'll show you real quickly, will share it as static. Just cut and paste. I'll just send this to myself, and we can open it up real quick. Close that. Sorry about this. Normally I'm a little more organized here, people. I'll just send it to myself as soon as it opens. To myself, and this is info Sparks. I'll ignore my typing. I just want to show you what it'll look like when it comes in. Now, here is the email, and when you open it up, they're going to get the link. I obviously would put something in there, and then when they open the link, this is what they get to see is the link. And as you can see with that link, they get the movement across the different data points, and you can see the box right there that shows each month and what's going on. So it's a cool tool if you want to email it to somebody. Getting back to what I was saying about here, so my description would be to somebody, hey, check out the link below for a graph of residential property compared, in a comparison between Sterling Heights, Shelby Township, Clinton Township, Macomb County, residential property priced under $500,000. You can see how the market's been doing for the last 5 years. This is the average. I tell them the average sale price. If I wanted to show them, the price per square foot, I might say this is the price per square foot for, same thing, the 4 tabs and any criteria I may have put in there. You can move your cursor across the screen to kind of see how things are going. Now, if I saved it as static, I'm going to add in there, this is good through April of 2023. If I saved it as live, I wouldn't put in that caveat on there that it's only good through April 2023. I'll just click on here to see how the market is doing. So that's what it would look like if you emailed it to somebody. It comes out, they get to play around with it a little bit. They are not allowed to change the tabs on the bottom. If you send a report that's the sales price, the average sales price, then that's what they're going to see. So where I use this report is what I do with it, and I'll just kind of visually show you back on MarketStats because it's a little easier. I have people down here in St. Clair Shores. I have a group of people kind of in this area. So every couple of months, I drip on them by sending them. I take these 4 areas right here, or Clinton Township, St. Clair Shores, Roseville, and I'll send them what's going on in those areas. I create that report. I have those people all their emails in one little group, and I'll send them this report. I may have some people that are kind of living right in this area, Macomb Township. I might send them this area right here, these 4 communities. Similarly, I have Oakland County. I have people that live in Troy, Rochester Hills, and Auburn Hills. So I'm going to group these Rochester Hills, Troy, and Auburn Hills. Just arbitrarily, I chose those 4 areas because they're next to each other. I'll create my info sparks of those 4 areas. I'll take that report and then I'll do an email blast to 20 or so people that kind of are all conjured up in that general area. Some may live in Rochester Hills, some may live in Troy, some may live in whatever. And then I'll send I'll send that email blast out with all 4 areas compared. And then if I have a little bit of extra free time, I'll even group them to all my clients in Rochester Hills. Not only will I send them this email blast, but I'll attach to it the fast stats for how Rochester Hills is doing individually. You don't have to go to that length if you don't want to. I just create the report and I select the 4 tabs that I can group most of my clients to and send it to. Not everybody's going to get this report. I got some outliers that live way far away. I just basically send them the local market updates we get off of Fast Stats. I don't do the info sparks where I compare 4 areas. What was nice about the report I ran yesterday is not only they live in Warren, they're thinking of going to either St. Clair Shores or East Point. So the 3 areas I did was Warren, St. Clair Shores, East Point, and my last tab in particular was the specific zip code they lived in Warren. So I had City of Warren, City East Point, City of St. Clair Shores, and then their zip code. And that allowed them to kind of see where their zip code, where they're currently living now, and how it compared to the other areas. They had specifics for a price point they wanted to be under. So I did the same thing where I came in and I cleared out the price range and put in a price range that they wanted to be under. And I sent that report to them so that they could see how it's trending in their zip code and also the rest of Warren, East Point, and St. Clair Shores. So it was a really nice report that I pulled up and I sent to them, and they really liked it. I gave them some good information. They're not ready to move yet. There may be about 6 months to a year away, but now I have a reason to drip on them and send them things, send them local market updates just to kind of keep them abreast of what is going on. I also use this report in conjunction with the clients I have set up on my search on Collab Center. Every once in a while, yes, they're getting homes, and yes, they're seeing them, and I'm doing my job of seeing what's in Collab Center and texting them or calling them and saying, hey, have you seen this property and this property or this property? I'm having that conversation with my client who's set up on Collab Center. I just don't have it going auto and not following up. I'm using it as a reason to touch them. But then I also take this report and I'll send that out for them periodically so that they can see what's trending up in their area. Obviously, it's like, hey, if you're looking, you said you wanted to start at the spring. Traditionally, here's when prices start going up. Now's a good time to get in there. If you want to get out and make an offer, now would be a better time than, say, in 4 more months. And here's why: because prices typically trend up in this period. So there's a lot you can do with these reports. They piggyback on with a lot of the other tools that we already have at My Real Source. And it allows you, it creates opportunities for you to reach out to those potential clients or those clients that you are dripping on, especially ones that say they want to move in the next 6 months or so. It gives you great resource to send to them to kind of show them what's going on and let them know maybe now is the good time to start moving on getting something. Basically, there's those 2 simple tabs you can select under MarketStats. You go to them by going through Resources, MarketStats. InfoSparks is the default up here. This is just a quick recap. InfoSparks is a default, which allows you to add different MLS areas or zip codes. And the other one is FastStats. FastStats is right here, which gives you the individual reports. It's a pre-formatted report. You can either do an individual county or a select municipality, city, or township, or whatever. Both of them are also available by going through your Showing Time app on your phone. I find InfoSpark's the first one to be a little more cumbersome to do on your phone, but I like Fast Stats a lot off the phone. That when someone asks me how's the market doing, and I always respond, what market are you interested in? Then I go to my Fast Stats app. If I go to Fast Stats through Showing Time if I already have their information, and I send it to them. If not, I use that as an opportunity to say, hey, why don't you get, can I get your email and cell phone real quick, and I'll send you some quick information on the market just so you have it. Most of the time, people will give you their cell phone and your email to you, so it's a great way to capture a lead while you're sitting there. So those are the two things that we really have. That's the crux of the class today under MarketStats. I just want to go over finally, as Debbie mentioned, some of the other things that My Real Source has to offer. The first thing is our YouTube page. If you go to this Trending at MIRS newsletter, this kind of bluish box in the middle of your upper top of your screen, right here is our YouTube page. It's a link that takes you directly to our YouTube page, and that should open up for us shortly. And right here, stop Colleen from talking. She's doing, I don't want her eyes closed. There you go. This is the home page. We have different videos, shorts, everything else you can find right here. If you want to search for a topic, do not use this search bar up here. This is the YouTube search bar. The My Real Source search bar is down here underneath My Real Source. It's in the corner. So if you wanted to see market stats, and you hit enter, it should take you to all the market stats video, which are all right here. Some of them I did, some of them some other people did. You can click on them and go through them and get all the information. Here's all the videos right here. They're kind of grouped in different, these are all the videos right here that we have. That was my last one I did. And then, I think it's playlist is where they're all grouped together. Yeah, here you can come in and you can see under some of the other stuff that we have. Market stats, there's 17 videos in here. Here's one on electronic lock boxes. There's a lot on here on transaction desk and Athenasign. There's 37 videos under there. Generating leads. You can come here and look at these, open up the individual videos, fast forward through to the part you watched. If there's something that I just did here that you're a little bit unsure of and you want to just go over that section, find my video under market stats and go to that section and it'll show you how to do it. So that's what YouTube is. That's our YouTube page. We ask that you subscribe and certainly like. That just helps us on the back end get a higher positioning on YouTube and get a little more traffic to our YouTube channel, so we would really appreciate it. But this is a great resource if you want to come through and watch videos on any class that you took. This is always available. Debbie does do a great job. It usually gets them in there pretty quickly and edited so that you can watch them. That's on our YouTube page. Going back to the main page on My Real Source, the other place that we go to get information is under here. Right above this bar, there's this, right at the top rather, there's this dark blue, and next to where you're supposed to log off, it says MLS Documents. If you select the MLS Documents, you're going to see the MLS folders. You want to come down to the bottom half where it says MIRS Education. There's 103 files in there. If you open this up, this is where you're going to find all the PDFs and training aids that Debbie prepares and puts out for you. You can scroll through them. They're somewhat in alphabetical order. Here's some on Paragon. Paragon Connect flyer is right here. It was done 2021. You can see when they were done, when they were updated. There's some other stuff in here. If you wanted to see same thing, market stats, just type it in and hit search, and it should pull up. Just do market stats comparing two different locations. Here are the PDFs here. Market stats lead gen. Select that PDF, open it up, and it walks you through with some screenshots and some other things where Debbie's done an excellent job of not only marking it up but showing you what to do. with visuals. So if you want to find a PDF and don't want to sit through a video, you can find that over there under our MLS documents, which is in our MLS folder, found up here in the upper corner of your home screen. So that pretty much wraps it up. It is a quicker class. It's a great tool to use. I use this quite a bit. I use it as a way, especially now, as one of the ways to touch on people where, as I said, I group my clients into kind of clusters and send down emails to them. It's also a great tool if you do have your own website or your own blog site or some other forward-facing social media platform that you want to embed something to get clicks on. You can always put it in there. Make sure that if you're going to do something like that, you do the live version of it and kind of tell them what it's about. Single family residential, and you can do it by county, you can do it by city. You don't have to change the criteria. You don't even have to do the residential. You can just have numbers out there so people can click on it and see it. It's up to you how you want to format it. So that is basically everything that we had for this class. I really appreciate you guys giving me your time today. Hopefully you find it super beneficial. If you have any questions, fire them off to Debbie and she'll get back to you. Good luck to you guys in the market. We are, as you can see, if you follow it at all, we're starting to come in. Although prices are down, our volume is starting to pick up a little bit here. So hopefully we'll go into the spring and we'll have everybody will have a good, successful spring in summer months. Debbie, do you have anything to add before we roll out of here?
No, but Christy Donaldson said that it was a great class and very informative, which it is a great class. You've got some great insight into MarketStats.
Thank you for that. Someone asked about the handouts. Did you get?
Yep.
Oh, there are a lot of questions that came in. I look on a different screen. You got them all answered, right?
Yeah, it was really the same one. I sent Gina the links to the handouts. She couldn't access them, so I just sent her links. Got those, and Christy and I have been working on some other stuff.
Gina, you know where to find the links now. Just come up here to the left-hand or right side of your screen, MLS documents.
There you go.
So anyways, thank you guys for dialing in today. With that, I'm going to end this up. Make sure you go to our YouTube page, like and subscribe. We really appreciate that. There's a ton of great information on there. Just a side note for those of you that are still on, when I get bored with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, from time to time, I will log into our YouTube page, pick a topic, and just try to go through. A lot of this stuff changes. There's things I forget. There's little tips that I want to pick up just so I can be quicker and more efficient when I'm either working with a client or presenting something to them. I want to make sure I know all the tools, and because it's there, I geek out a little bit, and I will go into some of these different videos that are up there and just kind of spend 15-20 minutes going through the information just to keep my just to be sharp on the stuff. So that's about it. Again, thank you all very much for tuning in today. Have a great day. And for the moms that are going to be out there, happy Mother's Day to you on Sunday. Debbie, with that, I am going to end the webinar.
Great. Thanks, Chris.
All right, bye.